Thank you. Thank you. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Before I introduce myself, I'd like to begin with a quick story about a young boy. Let's call him John. Well, John had recently graduated from his high school in Georgia, and he was enjoying his first week at the University of Georgia campus. As a freshman, he was a fairly bright boy, got A's in school, studied hard, and more. But John, like so many other young adults of his age, had a problem. His problem wasn't that he made bad choices or bad decisions, or that he tried things he shouldn't have. No, John's problem was that of ignorance. Let me say that again. Ignorance. Although they say it's bliss, I've come to discover otherwise. You see, John was on campus and was flagged down like so many others by a girl giving away free t-shirts if he signed up for a credit card. Since John had little experience in this area and had never opened up a credit card, he obviously decided to open one up. After all, what could be the harm? Well, let's skip ahead to about 3 months later, ladies and gentlemen. John is wearing that lovely t-shirt that he got when he signed up for his credit card, but he's also accumulated over $4,000 in debt at an interest rate of over 35%. 35%. Long story short, John had to take on 2 part-time jobs throughout his college career to help pay off his debt. His grades worsened, and he destroyed his credit because he didn't know what he was doing. But you have to ask yourself, how could a sharp young man like John, a young adult with a 4.0 in high school, who got into a great school, could rake up such massive debt in such a short period of time? Was it John's fault? I don't think so. No, I would say that the education system in America failed John. My name is Kevin McCarthy. John was my freshman roommate at the University of Georgia. And today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the need for financial literacy in our education system. Thank you. Think back for a moment, ladies and gentlemen, to the moment when you graduated from high school. Might have been just a few years ago, might have been quite a few more. What do you remember learning? I'll tell you what I remember. I remember chemistry, AP biology, environmental science, AP calculus, and even an IB program that I took. In all that time, despite all the advanced coursework that I did, the AP placement, the IB enrollment, what did I learn about personal finance? I'll tell you. I got 1 week out of 1 semester of my senior year economics class dedicated to teaching me about personal finance. I was taught by a man who admittedly declared bankruptcy twice in the past 5 years. And he told the class that we would breeze through this section because of its unimportance. True story. How could it be that I could learn how to solve complex mathematical equations with multiple variables, yet be given only a week to learn about something that almost everyone has to do on a daily basis? Manage their finances, manage their spending and their saving. I'd like to share with you a few very, very important statistics and graphs that I've found on this topic of financial literacy for our youth. If you'll please allow me, view the screen above. A recent poll found that only 24% of people felt they have a decent knowledge of personal finance. Only 27% of young people could correctly answer 3 basic economic and investment questions. And over half of all Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take all this data and let's put it in the context of today's financial crisis. There are millions of unemployed, thousands of households who have lost their homes, their savings, and a new generation that's trying desperately to enter the job market. This new generation has no clue how to balance a personal checkbook, yet they're expected to know how to solve AP calculus equations. and they can recite the Pythagorean theorem. They're taught to balance chemical equations, and they feel pressured day in and day out to enter AP and IB programs so that they can get into a good college. Yet they still don't know simple personal finance. Even the economics curriculum required by the Georgia Performance Education Standards list personal finance section of the economics class last. They avoid going into details about how to best save and spend, and they ultimately fail to explain the daily requirements and basic tasks associated with financial management and planning. They instead focus on the broader context of the economy, how the monetary policy can affect your daily life. This disaster in our education system can be summed up by one word. One word. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. It is unacceptable that children and young adults can go to school and learn nothing about personal finance. It is unacceptable that they can be tricked into thinking that their education has prepared them to enter the real world. These students need to be taught very specifically how to manage their finances. Reflect on the current financial crisis. Ask yourself, could it have been avoided? More importantly, ask yourself what I can do to prevent it from happening again. As a society, we have spent so much time trying to solve the symptoms of financial illiteracy, which have been revealed to us since the financial meltdown. But let us instead cure the disease of financial illiteracy, which begins in our very high schools, in our very education systems, and even in our very own home. I hope that I have given you a new perspective today on financial literacy, and more importantly, the future of America and the world. Thank you for your time, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Thank you.